Hi there. Let's talk about business ideas which a person could jump into in the food sector. Specifically, 10 food-related business ideas which you can jump into and be able to make money. Guys, business is very important. And I'm saying so because business has that potential of even generating you insane amounts of income, even to the extent that, for example, you quit your full-time job in case you are working for someone. And also, business has that opportunity to assist you build generational wealth, the kind of wealth which is going to run beyond your generation. And I'm saying so because each and every day I'm out here talking about investing, business ideas, ways to make money, because I understand, guys, a good number of people out there are employed. More so, those informal employments. You could be in a cocoon whereby you're thinking, for example, everything is okay, everything is well. But unfortunately, you are waking up each and every day, going to work to make someone else rich. You are going to work for your basics, for your rent, for your transport, and you are in that trap whereby you won't be able to build wealth for the long term. Think about ways you can start making money through these business ideas. And if you have the opportunity, you're out there, for example, you have money, go all in. You never know which business is going to make you become wealthy. Another thing that also, guys, we are living in a crazy era whereby economies out here are taking a hit. So the best you can do is find ways of building on a side hustles, even around business, for you to be able to trigger additional income, so that as the governments out there are increasing taxes, as the cost of living is increasing, also you have the opportunity of increasing your income. And with that, you are all much welcomed to the Money Daily YouTube channel. My name is Afagza Sifuna. By the way, if you are new here, kindly consider subscribing to this channel. Subscribe for you to be catching up on such awesome videos each and every day. Thank you for subscribing. Having said that, now let's look at these 10 food-related business ideas. And for these ideas, I'm going to be looking at the entire cascade of the value chain, right from production to the very end when refining takes place, or even so the selling takes place, okay? The very first business idea you can look to jump into is the idea of you doing production. In essence, farming. Guys, I don't mean the traditional way of farming. Of course, we all know how farming used to happen traditionally, where people used to go out there, farm, wait for the rainfalls. If they don't come through, they're going to take a hit, wait for the next season, and even so, farm those crops that used to, for example, farming maize, farming sugarcane for 18 months, you name it. Right now, we have modern ways of farming, and even so, additional farming exploits. Like, for example, doing chicken farming, fish farming, mushroom farming, you name it. You can pick a given product, go and learn about it. You might not have the knowledge, but go out there. There is research and agricultural institutions out there which teach people or even individuals who have been doing that particular kind of farming for quite some time. Go out there, learn from them, know how this particular farming is executed. And then once you do that, start small, and hopefully over time, you're going to be able to understand the entire production and be able to build a very formidable farm of viewers for that particular specific area. And of course, as you've realized, I'm talking about a specific area because it will be better for you to start with a given crop or even a given item, maybe a fish, maybe whichever kind of farming out there. Once you have understood it inside out, then you can expand to another item within farming. But guys, farming, if done appropriately, has money too. And then the second business idea related to food is you transporting farm produce to the market. In essence, you could be within the value chain of brokers. Let me give you an example. For example, in Kenya, we know given products are cheaper in different regions of the country. If, for example, you have a lorry, or even so, you know how to get a lorry at a favorable price, why not jump into the business of transporting products to the market? Maybe you know where farmers are, and also, you know, for example, key gatekeepers in different markets out there. Maybe Marikiti, okay, whichever market out there. Why not be going to farmers out there, plan with them, they collect themselves, they give you products in bulk, and then you come and sell them to the markets. Guys, you'll be surprised to what extent of margins you can make. For example, I know people out there who actually make about 20 to 30% of margins of any farming produce they bring to the market. How awesome is that? You are not farming, you are just linking farming products to the market, and then you are making money. That also, guys, is a good thing, right? And then the third business idea you can look to jump into is the idea of food tracking. Maybe you have your van, you have your car. Why not also think about how you can be doing tracking of food? And I'm saying so because tracking, most of in Kenya, is in two folds. We have those traditional tracking ways where food used to be sold, and even so they are in Kenya. For example, go to Nairobi, around the area around Archive, more so in the evenings, you could find a truck selling ice cream, selling fast moving food, and so forth. As people are passing by, they buy that. But also, there is another model of tracking whereby in the estates, for example, in Nairobi, people with individual vehicles, maybe individual cars, are also doing form of tracking because they are there, for example, selling a given kind of fruit. Maybe someone is selling pineapple, okay? Also, maybe someone is selling a given type of vegetable. Guys, we have varieties of tracking in Kenya. It depends with the context and also your ability. If, for example, you have a vehicle, why not think about possibly doing tracking of food? You selling food from your vehicle, okay? And then the fourth business idea you could look to jump into related to food is the idea of you doing catering services. I don't need to emphasize on this. I'm pretty sure you have all enjoyed catering services at some point. Whether it has been, for example, in a wedding, in a funeral, in your office meetings, you name it. Out here, people are also making money through catering business. Maybe you are good at cooking, you know how to cook a given type of food. Maybe you have a friend who's also good at cooking, and both of you don't have employment or formal jobs out there. You could, for example, partner together and then start a formidable catering business whereby you are supplying food to people out there, to events out there. For this kind of business, is kind of interesting because most of the times people think it is difficult to begin. But all you need, guys, is for you to be able to get your first and second gigs, whereby you supplied food to a sizable number of people out there. If they have enjoyed your food, be sure that could be the beginning of referral services. They might start referring you to other kind of events, friends who require such kind of services. More so, if your services are affordable, you have high standards of hygiene, and even so, your food was delicious, right? And then the fifth business idea you could look to jump into related to food is the idea of you running your own bakery or baking services. Guys, demand for bread, for pastries out here has always been constant because most of the times out here, most households each and every day consume bread, consume pastries. That tells you that there is an opportunity in this area too. You could, for example, begin your baking services from humble beginnings and then over time open your own bakery which meets all the requirements. Be sure, guys, you won't go home without profit each and every day. And I'm saying so because these are the kind of products which people need, and not only do they need, but also they are quite addictive. For example, someone gonna pass by, for example, eat your cookies and then find them awesome. Each and every day, they're gonna keep coming back for your cookies. Someone, for example, might pass by, for example, eat one of your cakes and then enjoy it. They're gonna keep coming back for your cakes each and every day. You could start a bakery and then you're gonna be able to make profit by you rendering the baking services. And then, guys, the sixth business idea related to food which you could look to jump into is the idea of you starting a coffee shop. More so if you are in the urban area. Guys, you might probably think about starting a coffee shop. And I'm saying so because most people as they are going to work out there, a good number of them could not have had the opportunity of maybe having breakfast. And along the way, they might be looking, for example, for something to grab, something warm, and also some confectionaries for them to grab as they are going to work. Guys, your coffee shop might come in handy. And by the way, coffee shop is the kind of business whose margins also are very insane. Because guys, we're talking about most of the times, even you being able to turn in over 100% profit of your investments in any ingredients each and every day. That is how insane it is. In Nairobi, for example, we've seen a series of coffee shops. For example, Java, Art Cafe, you name it. And even over time, they have been able to broaden beyond the coffee shop to have also food offerings. You can start a coffee shop and then you're going to be able to make money. And then the seventh business idea is the idea of you jumping into food delivery services. More so in urban centers in Kenya. The services are much needed. Whether it is for food which is being bought at different restaurants and eateries, or even so for items being bought in markets out there and so forth. And that's why we have seen some businesses out there, like for example, Uber Eats, for example, Bolt Food and so forth, Global Food and so forth, getting traction in the country. You too can start your local entity around food delivering business. And be sure you're going to be able to be in business. Of course, for this kind of business, it's going to call for you to have a good budget also for marketing. More so because people don't know what your business is all about. And even beyond that, you need the right branding for people to be able to trust your business. So ensure you have the right branding and also you have a budget for marketing for you to be able to push your business into the market. And then guys, idea number 8, most in case you are talented when it comes to matters cooking, is the idea of you being a personal chef. Guys, I'm pretty sure in almost all the restaurants you've gone out there, you found those people who are cooking called chefs. But also within our society, we have families, we have individual rich people who are looking for personal chefs. You might be surprised, for example, in Kenya, guys, someone could be out there, for example, even willing to pay upwards of 50k Kenya shillings each and every month. And even so, in case you are sophisticated, someone could even be willing to pay upwards of 100k Kenya shillings each and every month for you to be their personal chef. I'm talking about the kind of people who make money, insane amounts of money. They are rich. They are willing to pay money for them to have a personal chef who's gonna be sorting all their delicacies, who's gonna be in charge of how their diet looks like each and every day. If you're out there and you are a professional chef, whether through training or even so apprenticeship, why not look for this kind of gigs? Maybe you could be there, you don't have a job. Guys, try to look for this kind of gigs and you might be surprised. For example, you could land a gig of whereby you are a personal chef. And talking about cooking, the idea number 9, which you could look to jump into, is the idea of you starting your own restaurant. For this, I don't really need to emphasize a lot because guys, we all know restaurants in Kenya are doing pretty well, because in each and every town out there, we have restaurants which sometimes people also call local hotels, where people pass by to have a meal, more so lunch hours, early morning, evenings, you name it. More so in case you are in an urban area and you have the money, guys, you can look for a very strategic location, build a team, have proper branding, and be able to begin your own restaurant. And be sure over time you can be able to make awesome margins. And then idea number 10 and last idea which I want to talk about when it comes to matters food is you being a food related content creator. Guys, you could be out there, for example, making vlogs or YouTube videos around food. You could be out there, for example, blogging, in other words, writing website articles out there or blog items out there around food. You could be out there, for example, majoring in food photography, or even so generating stock photos relating to food. The possibilities are unlimited. It depends with your passion and also what do you have for you to be able to begin. If you have a smartphone, you could begin all these. If you have a laptop, you could, for example, jump onto blogging and so forth. Guys, This tells you the possibilities around food are unlimited, and the good thing is that almost all of them are profitable if done right. Of course, like any other business out there, you need to ensure you maintain and observe the 3 P's. 3 P's most of the times are very handy. The first one is patience. Be patient for you to be able to build your business. Secondly, be persistent. Things won't work out immediately. You won't make a profit immediately. And then thirdly, guys, be professional. Be professional with regards to how you handle your customers, with regards to how you make your products, with regards to branding and so forth, and be sure in no time your business is gonna gain traction. What do you think about this? I hope you've got an idea or two which are enticing and you look forward to start a business relating to food. Cheers, guys. I look forward to share with you other awesome business ideas next time. Take care.